This morning I've asked our treasurer, Joan Isaacs, if she would open us up in the pledge. If y'all would please stand.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Joan. Go ahead and call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda will be the approval of our minutes from our previous meeting. You all received a copy of those minutes. Would you have any changes or suggestions, or we'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion.
Second. We have a motion by Wilson, a second by Wielden. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next then, we'll go into our old business. I've got a few things here. First of all, we need to get permission to advertise for road hearing. This is, I think, the Fins and Feathers Road, Mike, down in the 5th District, that they're wanting to take out a portion of that road, so we need to advertise for a road hearing.
Judge, it'll be,
Should be 3.
well, we've got 4 issues on roads. One of them is the Edward Meese Road.
Better.
We actually have four different roads that we need to set up and advertise with the committee that we're having issues with. One of them is I don't know if we want to do these individually or all together. One of them is the Edward Meese Road. The second one is the Fins and Feathers. The third is the Lookout Cottage, wanting it removed. And there's another issue, which is out 235. I think it's the McLaughlin Road, which is that Jody McLaughlin Road?
There's a J. McLaughlin Road
Yes.
out there.
That's 4 roads that we need to set up, have a committee to look at.
Do we need to do them individually, Mark?
Since you're gonna probably have to have different committees,
Yeah.
I would do individually.
And we already had a committee on the Fins and Feathers, correct? We just need to have the hearing now.
We did. It was, Jimmy went and looked at it, I know, didn't you, Jimmy? I believe it was Jimmy and Jason, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Y'all
last
done
last
good.
year, and then because of
Yeah, we
COVID,
went with that.
we've not been able to really move forward with that one. So we've already had a committee to look at that one, but we'll need to have committees in to look at the other roads. You said it was J. McLaughlin.
Lookout Cottage,
Where's Lookout Cottage?
5th, it's down there off Lakeview.
Okay. And
Edward Meese.
Edward Meese. Is that to bring into the county? Is that what you're?
That's looking to, they've had a whole process going on, and the final thing is that we have never done our diligence as far as a committee and voting to take that road in.
So we would then ask for volunteers, if you would, for these roads. McLaughlin's in the first, so if we can get a couple volunteers from.
Highway.
Strunk and Wielden.
You do each one of those individually.
Yes. I'm setting up the committees now, and then we'll vote to have hearings. Then Lookout Cottage is in the 5th. I'll need 2 volunteers from other areas there.
I will.
Someone else?
You can put me on the Lookout Cottage.
And then first.
Mhm.
And then Edward Meese Road is in the 3rd, correct? So I'll need 2 volunteers to look at that one, please.
I will.
You want to do that same day with,
Do I?
look at Ed Meese the same day, look at Lookout Cottage?
Yeah, that's fine.
So then we'll need to go ahead then and ask permission to advertise for a road hearing. And I'm assuming then, Martin, when we do this, if the committee comes back and says no, we just won't have hearing that day? So we'll get permission.
Although I think you still need to, because there are gonna be other people showing up, whoever filed the petition. I mean, the committee's recommendation, I think the court still has to legally hold a hearing and vote on it
Okay,
to deny or approve it.
okay. So first road then we'll need permission for is Fins and Feathers. I'll need a motion for that, to advertise.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Strunk, a second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Next then will be Jay McLaughlin. Need a motion to
Motion.
advertise.
Second.
Motion by Strunk, second by Wielden. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next then will be permission to advertise road hearing for Lookout Cottage.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Finally, we'll need permission to advertise hearing for Edward Meese Road.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wielden, second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? If you all, on those committees, if y'all could do that this week, and maybe that we can get our hearings in the next couple of weeks then.
Did you do Jody McLaughlin? You did do that?
Yes.
Judge, we got just to keep the court updated, there was a lawsuit filed, and I'm looking back. The plaintiff was a Matthias, and I just glanced over it, but I sent it up to Keiko, and it's a road issue. As I recall, I sent it up to Keiko, and they're going to have provide coverage, and they got a firm out of London to represent the court. I'll tell you more about it at the next meeting, but just to keep you updated.
Down there on Coomer Road.
Pardon me.
Coomer Road?
I don't remember I think that's it. Matthias, was a plaintiff.
Yeah.
Yep. So there was a lawsuit filed, we were served, and Keiko is going to represent fiscal court in that matter.
Okay, thank you, Martin. Okay, next then we have this ordinance, which would be approving a lease for the financing project for providing the payment security of the lease, creating a sinking fund, authorizing the execution of various documents related to such lease, and making certain designations regarding such lease. So this is first reading of this ordinance. This is for our trucks that we, backhoes that we,
And equipment.
backhoes and equipment. So that'd be the first reading. And we will need to actually have permission to advertise for the second reading.
Motion to advertise.
Second.
Motion by Strunk, and a second by Wielden. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries. And then we have also, similar to what we did at our last court meeting, we have to set a local hearing for the backhoe and equipment lease, and we also have to have a DGL hearing, similar to what we, what's that?
You said DGL.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
DLG, I'm sorry. So we'll need to set that date, and I'd like to do that at our next court meeting, which would be the, what's the date on that, the 22nd? Is that the Tuesday?
Yes.
I'd like to set that date for the 22nd, and then we'll do similar to what we did last time. We'll let the public view on Facebook and call in if they have questions at that hearing. And they can also send messages via Facebook if they have questions. So we'll set that as the date, but then I'll need permission to advertise both of those for the public. So I guess we can do those individually. Permission to advertise for our local hearing. If I can get a motion for that.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw and a second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then we'll need permission to advertise for the DLG hearing.
Motion.
Second.
A motion by Wielden, second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries. All right, and let's see, in new business, we've got a few things we need to do. Of course, you all know that Chester is retiring from the road department. His title is mechanics foreman, is that correct?
Yes.
So he's retiring, and we need to fill a replacement for him, and I'm going to recommend B.J. Eldridge, who works in the maintenance garage, to be the mechanics foreman.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Strunk, second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and then with that, then we would need permission to advertise for a mechanic to replace BJ in that role.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw and a second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now let's, we're trying to get our total patcher back in operation, and to do that, I need to hire a couple operators. I've got one former employee that is going to be available in about 3 weeks with his CDL, is Nick Forbes. I'd like to recommend that we hire Nick to come back and run that total patcher.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wielden, second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And then also we have Luke Gregory. I'd like to recommend that he come in to be an operator. He has said that he will get his CDL, but he's young and aggressive, and I think he'll do a good job there as the second part of that team for the total patcher.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Strunk, second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And then we've got some vehicles to surplus. Of course, you know we're getting our new backhoes in, so I'd like to request permission to surplus the old backhoes.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Ranshaw and a second by Turpin. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
You have any idea when we'll get them?
They're actually weeks away.
Okay.
They have, most of our equipment right now going through at Corbin, and it's just a matter of when we take ownership of them.
Part of let's get these hearings done and
Yeah.
ordinance done and
It'll be pretty quick.
vote.
Good deal.
And then we also have, over at the road department, we've got 3 single axle trucks that are staying down most of the time. We'd like to,
We have a total of 5 that we need to surplus.
there's 5 that we need to,
Yeah, one of them is also, or 2 of them is actually included in, I guess, Danny Maston. And I have the complete list. There are 11 items that need to be surplus.
Do we have to do them individually, Martin?
No, you can do them all at once.
We've got a, I'll give you this list, Alicia. We've got a 2007 van. We've got a 1997 International truck. We've got a 2012 International truck, dump truck. We've got a 2002 International recycle truck. Then we got a 1991 Kenworth. And then we have a 2008 International 7500 dump truck.
Those are all from recycling, is that?
Yes,
And then the other 5, you say, from road department? would be
yes. And we have 5 case backhoes, and then we've got 2 cat backhoes. And the purpose of them is surplusing the entire fleet of backhoes is we're gonna go through them and see the better of the two, because Eubank is interested in purchasing one of them off of us, and as well as we're wanting to retain one of them, but we're still in the process of working that out.
Okay. And then, you said we had 5 single axle trucks, though, is that what?
Yes.
And what our hopes are too is after we do this surplus, we'll be able to purchase a new automatic truck that will pull that total patcher, because right now the only automatic truck we have is the operator in the 4th district, and if we took that truck from him, that's gonna put him in a bind. So this, by surplusing the old equipment, we'll be able to purchase a new truck for this total patcher to stay operational. So we already approved the surplus of the backhoe, so now we're requesting the surplus 11 vehicles that he just listed.
Motion to surplus.
Second.
We have a motion by Strunk, a second by Wielden. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Then I got one other item that came to me in a letter. It's just a request for the court. I'll just read this to you. It's fairly short. It says, due to the unforeseen circumstances surrounding COVID-19, the Pulaski County Youth Football League, PCYFL, has experienced a lower than expected participation rate from the youth in this county. This, coupled with turnover in the executive committee of the PCYFL governing body, has led to an unexpected financial hardship. In order to help overcome this hardship, PCYFL would like to request a one-time donation from the Pulaski County Fiscal Court in the amount of $2,500. Your consideration is greatly appreciated by both the Board of Directors and the participants of this league. Sincerely, Jonathan Muse, Vice President, Interim Treasurer.
So it's just one-time request?
Apparently they've had some difficulty in their management team, I think, and now this has led to a shortfall, and they've turned over new leadership, and they said they just are requesting one-time help. And I guess this is all of our county
Can we legally do that?
schools.
Martin?
Judge, I hate to be the fly in the ointment, but first of all, you got the court to vote in favor of that. You have to find that it has a public purpose. And if you find that has a public purpose, then you've got all sorts of leagues out there that are all great opportunities for kids to participate. But you all are going to have to determine that giving money to one league like that supports a public purpose, because that's the only way this court can expend monies on public purposes. But you're going to open the door to others coming in and asking, and I don't know where you draw the line, say, well, we'll give it to them, but not them, and so. But it's your all's final call if you make that finding.
Thank you. So,
Do we already do something like that for Cal Ripken and stuff, don't we? Or is that a different thing?
Pardon me?
Do we already do something like that? We sponsored a Cal Ripken. Are we looking at, is that because we just sponsor it, and not, we sponsored that Cal Ripken and this is just asking for a donation?
It's kind of like, I equate the Cal Ripken to being like a chamber member.
Uh-huh.
You all give money to the chamber sponsorship there. And I think, you know, that's appropriate if y'all choose to do that. But people, you know, when there's folks just coming in asking for a donation, I think that's where you distinguish those. And again, you know, it's, anything we can do for our youth is a worthy cause. It's just a question of whether or not you can spend public dollars on it. And I know you guys know this, but for the public that doesn't always understand it, lots of times it seems like, you know, the cities, the municipalities are able to do more than the county government can do with regard to those types of things. But the rules that govern, the mayor has a lot more authority and has a lot more discretion to donate money to those types of things, municipalities do, than what county government has. You guys have a lot more legal restraints on how you spend your dollars, just so the public understands that. Because lots of times I know for you guys, you'll see that a municipality gave money to something, and then they'll come over here and want you all to give money, but the rules are much different on how those bodies function.
Let me ask you while you're there, what if we could provide some in-kind help to them? I'm assuming they're a nonprofit group. Does anybody know the answer to that?
I don't know if they're a nonprofit or not.
I would assume they are not, but you know what what do you assume?
Yeah.
Perhaps we could reach out with that offer and just say, you know, we'll help you with some of your expenses that you may incur this year,
Yeah,
in kind, maybe.
yeah, that's a possibility.
Make a motion to table this until we can get more of a definitive on what we can do and to help them out.
Okay, we have a motion to table this.
Second.
Second by Turpin. Is there any further discussion?
It's not like we don't want to help them out, it's just that we have to make sure we're doing it legally.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Nah.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. All right then, let's see, that'll take us into our department reports. First, we have Jack Pigman is with us today. Jack, to present the sheriff's audit, or tax settlement, I'm sorry.
Tax settlement. Okay, y'all should have a copy of this. On page 3 is accounting purposes. Okay, under charges, sheriff signed for property taxes in amount of $1,890,652. On top of that, they had franchise assessments of $130,187. Bank deposit franchise, $269,564. And penalties on collection, $7,766. Mineral charges, $361. Additional bills, $2,008. And court-ordered adjustments, $75. Total charges of $2,300,615. From that, we deduct delinquent real estate, $31,623. Delinquent personally taxes, $2,454. Court-ordered adjustments, $4,646. Discounts, $36,542. Total credits, $75,266. With some net collections of $2,225,349. From that, sheriff commission was $94,572. Return checks, $95.32. Refund of taxes collected, $2,764. And an error on an exoneration, $7.85. The net amount due to county was $2,127,909. Payments made were $2,127,798, which left a balance due of $111, which probably pay you in October. First month they start collecting on. Any questions?
We would need a motion to approve this tax settlement then.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wheeldon, a second by Turpin. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Thank you, Jack.
Okay, thank y'all very much.
See you next year. Next in will be our road department. We have got a copy of your road work request. Did not notice speed limit. Do y'all have one on there?
There's one on there, I think. And the third?
I think it's just signs. I don't think you're not changing the speed limit there, are you? Just wanting signs put up on Dow Van Hook Road?
I think that's right.
It just says 35 mile per hour signs. I don't think it's changing the speed limit though.
Yeah, we just put up signs.
Okay, so we can make a motion to approve this as a whole if you'd like.
Motion.
Motion by Turpin,
Second.
second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And we've got a request to purchase 3,000 tons of rock.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Wilson, and second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And a request to get 500 tons of hot mix.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wilson, second by Wheeldon. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next then will be solid waste.
While we're on road department, can we need to have a serious discussion on how we're gonna get these roads mowed. Last week I had over 30 phone calls. People needing the roads mowed. I know in my district, one tractor driver can't do all of them. I mean, all the roads I've done in June myself are all needing cut again. And either I need to get back in that side mower, or we're gonna have to figure out something to get these roads cut. So I've had, it's all over the place. It's not just one location or anything like that. It's, in my opinion, I still think the 4th district needs to be split up and have one mower on one side of the district and one mower on the other side. I don't know what we can do about it. Somebody's gonna have a serious accident on these roads. And we just need to get out there and figure out a way to get them cut. So I don't know, I'll be more than glad to jump back in the side mower if that's what it takes, but
I agree. And you and I actually got a mower out there with you, and we tried to mow. That was when all our people were laid off, and of course, we don't have the same expertise as the ones that are there, so we're a little slower and a little sloppier, but we did try. But I do agree.
get the grass off the road anyway. It's hanging over on the roads and everything else, where you can't even see around curves or anything like that, and it's becoming a safety issue. I don't mind getting back out there and doing some of it. I just need a mower.
I don't disagree. We try to be fair with our court. If you come up with a solution for this, I'll carry out whatever.
We rent a side mower and let me get back out there and do some, or get another, figure out some solution to the problem that at least we're moving forward.
We should have available mowers if you want to. I don't know if.
I don't mind getting back out there, but we got to do something. I'm sure other people's got problems in their district also, but mine, it's gotten to the point where we need some help.
And this year's a little worse than normal too, because normally when it's dry weather and everything kind of slows down, it's kept growing this year. So.
I don't know if it takes us leasing for a couple months, some more tractors or whatever to get it done, but I just feel like we got to do something because somebody's going to have a serious accident on our roads.
I get several calls myself. It's been a tough year.
think we've all got
Yeah.
grass issues.
I get the calls too, so, and I get them from every district, so. I agree, it's a problem, but usually it's a problem for 3 months, and then it slows down about this time of year.
Well, you know what, I really didn't have any major complaints until the last 2 weeks. Then everybody started calling.
Well, don't we have a floater that's supposed to kind of fill in when some of us get behind or something?
We've had a lot of people taking off for various reasons this year, so we've not really had extra bodies at the road department. Then, of course, we had our layoffs, which put
Yeah.
us behind to begin with. We've got one of our operators is getting ready to take off for 6 to 8 weeks, I think, for a surgery. So it's one of those things, you've got certain payroll, and you could contract this out and pay people to do it, but then again, we've got to deal with Joan and our budget on that, so there's solutions to getting it done. It's just how do you do it on a budget, and how do you do it on a tight budget, that's the issue we face, and it's such a temporary, like I said, it's only a 2 or 3 month window when it actually gets way out of hand, and then you turn around and you're doing the same thing with tree limbs and pushing snow, it gets out of hand, so those twice a year, you've got to deal with snow and grass.
With it. My mowing man never took the layoff, and I still get calls every day, and he never did slow down.
So, I think if they're fixed, we do have an extra mower, either at the road department or over at the maintenance garage, one of the two. There is one. I know an extra one. Frank, do you know where it is right now?
It's in my district.
He's talking about, it's actually out, because we got to track it down.
Yeah, it's in my district.
Challenger's there.
The Challenger is there at the maintenance garage?
Well, nobody showed me how to drive one of the ones with the arms on it. So just a side mower is the only one I know how to ride. So,
My mower's down right now, so they got him in that side mower.
Okay, well,
I mean, it's the side mower isn't going to cut back, but it'll get the grass off the road. And that's, to me, that's more the important part, where people can see these ditches and stuff, so.
we'll continue to try to work on it, but the good thing is it should start slowing down now, so we should be able to catch up. I saw your mower out this morning, out working. So I know he's working.
Danny does a great job. It's just too much road. Too much 300 miles of roads for one tractor driver just it's not working.
Some of you old masters, have we ever had a tractor with just a backhoe on the back of it? Maybe with a backhoe to the side? Have we ever had that?
Not that I ever remember.
I wonder if it's something the person could lease or rent.
You talking about like a bush hog on the back? And on the side? I saw one of those the other day. It must have been a state vehicle.
State uses that, and they're a lot faster. I mean, if you're mowing level ground, but ain't much of it level.
Most of ours are not level.
Not level, and it's not wide enough some of the fence lines are right up against the road, so you can't, even with the side mower, it's hard to get some of the sides of the roads because the fence line's right up against the road.
It's not an easy puzzle to fix. One thing I do know, and I'm sure it's the same in a lot of your all's districts, but especially in the fourth, your right-of-ways there don't exist. You've got trees on the edge of the road, and you need to really talk to those property owners and work some sort of agreement with them to get those trees off the edge of the road, because that slows your mower down more than anything. When they can't put their deck down because of a tree, then they have to stop the mower. They've got to lift the arm back up. They got to get past the tree, lower the arm, and it just takes time. And you've got so many of them like that in the fourth. If there's a way you can talk to those property owners and get that problem alleviated, that would go as far as anything.
Well, another thing that, talking to my mower guy, that he said that would help greatly That's why I've done this. I went around and cut basically a 3-foot sections on both sides of the road signs, and if people can do that with their mailboxes and stuff like that, it'll also help the mower move a little faster too. So it won't solve the problem, but it'll move a little. He doesn't have to try to do all that detail stuff around mailboxes and signs and everything like that, so that's something the community can do to help us out too, so.
Okay, well, we'll try to keep solving it. We're almost to an end on this mowing season, but try to work it out for the coming season, I guess. All right, moving on to solid waste then. Danny, will approach the court.
We have, 109 board has recommended a part-time hire, no salary change for fiscal court. 109 board will cover this. Jordan Chapman starting tomorrow, September 9th.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wheeldon, second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you. We've already taken care of the
Thank you.
truck there. Okay, thank you, Danny. Okay, next in will be our treasurer's report. Joan, you've got a few things to address today.
Sorry, I've been dealing with some dizzy today. The first item I have is the bill list.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wheeldon, second by Strunk to approve the bill list. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Yeah.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Oh, thank you. The next item is the monthly bank reconciliation for August.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wilson, second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Yeah.
Any opposed?
The third item I have here are two fund transfers, both to general fund.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wilson, second by Strunk. Any further discussion?
Yes. On Garner proceeds,
Yes, sir.
what is that being taken out of that account and put in general fund for?
It is the account that, where we sold the Garner property. We put that in a separate, non-interest bearing account due to that it was bought with, that originally it was paid for with bond proceeds. It was put into its own account, and we are transferring the $252,000 because we made we made a interest and principal payment out of general fund. So it's paying general fund back.
So this is just for the principal entrance of the bond payment, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Both of the transfers this month are to reimburse general fund for expenses paid.
And that's what we agreed to do with that money, is put it in an account and then just make the payment, right?
Yes, yes. Because it has to be in a non-interest bearing account.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I do have a couple of extra items I just want to discuss with you all for basically permission purposes. The first one is I I know that all of you all received your bill lists hand-delivered this week. Partially, the reason why was the mail wasn't going to run yesterday due to the thing, and we wanted to make sure everyone had their bill list. Secondly, our computers were down for over a day and a half. In our positions, when you're trying to get bills paid, people paid, accounts reconciled, we can't afford that. That is just not acceptable. And I know that the ladies worked tirelessly, even until a couple of them, 3 o'clock in the morning, to try to work this out due to the computer outage. I would like your all's permission to shop around for no other certain terms for a new software program. Ours has not been updated in over 10 years. I'm afraid that the cost to upgrade with training on the current program we have isn't going to be cost effective for Pulaski County, especially at this time. So I would like your permission to start searching around for different accounting software for the finance department.
So you're wanting to possibly look at replacing Springbrook?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we tied, I know we just approved paying them for a whole year. Are we
That was
tied to
that was our
during the lease?
maintenance. Are we tied to it? If we leave them before the next maintenance, or before this maintenance is up, it will be prorated.
Okay, so
So
there'll
we
be
will receive,
money back.
correct.
Okay. Do we need a motion for that, or?
I wouldn't think so, yeah. we
No,
just-
okay, just,
I mean, you're not going out for bids, you're just.
right now, I'm just searching. No, yes, correct. Okay.
Find a good deal for us then.
Well, I hope to. I'm gonna, as you know, I've got a lot of friends in the Treasurers Association, and I'm gonna check with them, see what they use, maybe go to a couple of different counties and see how theirs work. I know we're a horse of a different color due to the fact that we are so large. So I just wanna make sure I cover all our bases, what's best for the finance department, also what's best economically for Pulaski County. Okay, with that being said. Second thing I need, and this is probably a request to advertise for bid. I know Steve and I have talked about this a lot. Dan and I have talked about this a lot. Our fuel system is also outdated, and therefore we can't run the reports we need. It doesn't, the pumps at the road department are not compatible, that's maybe not the word I want to use, with the pumps that we have here, at the fuel center, and we need to get all those on one system where we can run the reports, where we can do everything without having to spend 2 or 3 days trying to figure it out. We've been looking at different companies. The only problem is most companies aren't wanting to touch it. I don't guess we're big enough, whereas we're so large, but we're not like a Pilot or a Speedway that has them all over the nation. So we're just kind of small potatoes for these fuel systems. But I would like permission to bid for a new fuel system. And of course, the good thing about that is if we do bid and none of them come in within our price range or what we need, then we always reserve the right to accept or reject any bids.
I'd say motion to advertise for,
Second.
Motion by Strunk and a second by Turpin. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen, and I do apologize for the delay in the bill list, you know, and it having to be hand-delivered. I know it caused a little confusion, a little problem, but we're working. We work hard. Thank you.
You may.
Just a couple of follow-up things. Mr. Strunk, you were correct, that was Coomer Road, and it looks like it's a situation where the plaintiff has filed suit against 2 other individuals plus the county, and I don't know if it's a county road or a public road. They allege in the complaint it's a public road, but it's one of those situations where somebody's not letting somebody go through and get to their property.
it is, they think that the county goes further. We've measured it 4 or 5 times, and we've got it marked there where we stop, but they don't agree with, either party they don't agree either side where it stops.
And we
One
ran-
says it stops before that, the other one says it stops behind that.
Yeah, as you all know, we run into that a lot, where there's a road of a certain length, and the county's maintained it up to a point, and then
Yep.
somebody says, well, the county shouldn't have been doing that, and they put a gate across it, and so.
Yep.
Most of the time, we're able to work it out, but I guess this one couldn't be worked out, so.
Yep.
Second thing, I got a text. Who was the letter from regarding the request on the youth football league? Who was that letter from?
Muse,
Jonathan Muse.
Jonathan, okay. I got a text after I sat back down, and I won't say who it was, but someone said they would be willing to donate personally. So, and I likewise would be willing to donate personally to that cause, and I texted him back and told him that. And so whoever's watching out there, if you would want to donate personally to this, contact Jonathan Muse. Judge, is there a number on there, a telephone number? Just an
back up
address.
here.
Is that the dentist, Jonathan Muse? Oh, okay. Manages Wings and Rings.
Post Office Box 3375, West Somerset.
The telephone number is 859-494-2161.
And what was that address, Mr. Wheelan?
3375,
3375,
West Somerset.
and the zip code?
Don't have
No, it don't have a zip
Okay.
code.
P.O. box.
Was that a P.O. box?
Yeah, P.O. Box, yeah.
Okay. All right, so anyway, like I said, I'm willing to donate. If anybody else out there would like to, just contact Jonathan and let him know that. I'll do that today on my behalf. So these are all great causes. It's just I try to keep the court safe and not run afoul of any legal issues. So that's all I have. Thank you.
I got another question too, Martin. I've also got a road out here on Owens Lane. I don't know if you know where it's at, Dan, or heard anything about it. They put a gate up on it, and the road department went down there and took it down. And then now the owners has put it back up.
Is it? It's across
They
the
say
county?
it's not part of the county, but I know it's blacktop out to a certain point, then it stops, and then it's rock.
Yeah.
And I thought it was private too,
Yeah.
but
Well, you all know the rule, and it's a misconception a lot of times, misperception that people have.
Yeah.
There are roads out there, and I think this court's done a great job. We have of reeling some stuff in.
Yeah.
But there are roads out there that mistakenly the county maintains them to some degree.
yeah.
But by law, or a portion of a road that the county maintains, kind of maybe
Yeah.
what you're describing.
That's what it
where
is.
We've got
We-
500, we know 500 feet of it's county road, and then
Right.
after that, it's still a road, but the county only has a right to, only 500 feet of it has ever been adopted into the county road system. So anything beyond that may be a public road.
Yeah.
Someone may have an easement across it, to use it, but the county shouldn't be maintaining any of the road past the 500 feet. I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, or fortunately for landowners, you know, sometimes that extra footage does get maintained by the county. The fact the county does that does not make that extra length a county road.
Right.
It can only be, legally, a county road only becomes a county road when you guys have voted to take it into the county road maintenance system. So
Yeah.
maintaining a road doesn't make it a county road. Likewise, not maintaining a road that's been a county road, that is a county road, doesn't mean it's not one anymore. It can only be taken out of the county road system, just like you all vote to do.
Yeah.
Send people out, have a hearing, and so forth. So you all have to vote to take one in and to take one out. Whether you maintain a road or not does not make it a county road, and that's what I have to tell people, you know, oftentimes is there's a difference between a public road and a county road, and this court has no jurisdiction over a public road. That would be a private issue between private parties. So,
And that's what I think this is. I think it does stop, and it's not county, but people have been using it as a county road forever, they
right.
thought. And
Yeah, they thought.
the-
And that happens a
the
lot.
people wanted them to stop using it.
Right.
They put a gate up.
We just
now
gotta
they're
make
fussing.
sure that, of course, nobody can block a county road. So we just gotta make sure when people call in and complain, that we go out there and measure and make sure that if there is a gate up, that it's not blocking a county road. Now, again, if they wanna block a public road,
If that's a public road, we don't have any say-so over it.
we have
They'll
no say-so over a public road. And, you know, just to be clear, you all can use funds and equipment to work on public roads, but none of that equipment or none of the rock or anything you purchase can come from state road money or any funds that have been used to purchase equipment from state road money.
Yeah.
So, from my understanding, everybody that works at the road department and every piece of equipment out there
State funded.
is basically purchased, at least a portion of it, by the state road funds. So that would prohibit you from using that equipment or any, putting gravel or anything else that you've purchased from using state road funds on public roads.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I clarify something, please?
What if I said, no, you can't. Go ahead, Jim.
Sorry. I have found that there's some people that don't understand what I said when it was a computer outage. I said a computer outage. Our computers were fine. It was our software. It locked up, it locked down. And I just wanted to let the public understand that that was the problem, that it had nothing to do with the actual computers. I'm sorry if I misstated. I guess I assume that everybody is in my head and knows what I'm talking about, which half the time I don't. But I just really wanted to make that clear to everyone and to the public and those people that are watching. Thanks.
Thank you, Joan. Well, with no further business, we entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Wilson, second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Any opposed? Thank you all. Have a good week.